Hello, this is Diana. This is my Trailblazers of the Universe YouTube channel. On my channel, I'm helping you fearlessly and unapologetically live your best, most authentic life. I'm helping you break through your barriers and transcend any limitations you may have. If that sounds good to you, make sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. So today's weekly inspiration is from chaos comes clarity. So the funny thing is, my original video I was going to make was about finding peace and clarity from stillness and by being with yourself, like in solitude, which is true. But I think, for me at least, and I'd say for a lot of people, sometimes the clarity comes from the chaos, because there's contrast. There's divine order even in chaos. So sometimes in order to get your attention to change, things have to be so out of alignment and for you to feel uncomfortable. But often for us to want to change and for us to get out of being on the hamster wheel, stuck in cycles, and maybe we're just like on autopilot, we're just going through the motions of life and doing our thing and kind of even apathetic at some level to what's going on because we just think, oh, things are never going to change and not give a F. But if you are looking for more clarity in your life, maybe about where your life's supposed to go, like your purpose, or what's the next move you should make, or maybe things in your life aren't working as planned, maybe in your relationship, in a job, maybe in a family dynamic, maybe with friendships, whatever the case may be, when there is a lot of chaos, you'll often find clarity from that because you're like, man, this is so out of alignment. This is so like off from what it should be or what I think it should be, or maybe it's making you feel miserable. It could be, this could be, you know, on a global level, like what's going on in the world, and also on the micro level, like what's going on in your personal life. Be okay with there being chaos. There's ebbs and flows, right? Energy moves in patterns, right? So sometimes to get your attention or for you to really make a change, sometimes you got to hit rock bottom. Sometimes you have to have your whole life completely in chaos and shut down. Hence the dark night of the soul. With the dark night of the soul, everything that's not in alignment with your life is going to get your attention. So you're living life non-alignment with your highest calling, with your purpose, with your highest self, or with where you're supposed to go in life. Or maybe in order to break the karmic patterns that keep you reincarnating on earth, certain things might need to get your attention. It might have to get to the point where it's so loud and obnoxious and even like making you miserable that's what's going to give you the clarity sometimes. That's what happened with me. I overcame addiction. I overcame a lot of trauma, and a lot of that was self-induced. I take responsibility for the choices I make, but I was making choices in my life that were so out of alignment in like all areas that I had to be completely miserable and have basically a breakdown and completely break myself down and build myself up again. You know, that's what it took. I had to have clarity from chaos in my life. You know, it wasn't from the silence of being all zen and peaceful. You can get more clarity and connect more to your intuition when you don't have all these distractions around and when you get some solitude. Yes, that's true. I'm not saying that's not true, but sometimes you'll get even more clarity when things get really chaotic in your life. Like I said before, there's divine order even in chaos. So if you have an area of your life that's very chaotic, and this is really going to be noticeable when you start to do more healing work or shadow work and more inner work, that kind of life, that chaotic life, is going to almost be like a turnoff. I used to be all about that life too. I was in that lifestyle for a long time, you know, I would say most of my life, I would say. So, and that was in all areas: family, relationships, my personal life, with addiction, with different traumatic events I experienced, but were choices that I made, you know, with my own free will. I'm not a victim by any means, but, you know, I had to experience so much pain and suffering where it was miserable to go on like that. And I actually didn't think I was going to live much longer. Your life's really chaotic, and even if you're really miserable and maybe you've even hit rock bottom, there's nowhere to go but up once you've hit rock bottom, right? That's what I had to do. Not everybody needs that, but the chaos can bring contrast. And when you have contrasts, oh, this is really not what I want. This wasn't what I thought it was, right? When you have that chaos and contrast, sometimes that's what you need. That's what's going to drive you. And look, there are people that are addicted to misery and don't want to heal and like that chaotic life. There's ways you can bring excitement in your life that doesn't make you so miserable, that isn't so chaotic. If you have a bunch of chaos in your life right now, negativity, even things trying to pull you down, whatever it is, there's a silver lining in that chaos. There's some kind of clarity that's going to come from that, even if you don't see it now. I have things in my life that I did years ago that were, my life was really chaotic in a bunch of different areas, and there's different stages of my life. I mean, I've had a little bit of a dark past. Instead of being a victim of this, I'm going to be an alchemist. I'm going to transmute this. I'm going to let this empower me. I'm going to extract the lesson I'm learning from whatever chaotic, crazy thing that's going on, and I'm going to use that to push me forward. And even that chaotic energy, you can channel that into like excitement and passion, and let that drive you to improve yourself, to make a better life for yourself, to live your purpose, to follow your passion, to make positive changes, to do more healing work, shadow work, you know, learn from the chaos and get clarity from the chaos instead of feeling victimized from it. Some people find chaos kind of fun, and I'll be honest, I still have a little bit of that in me sometimes, but learning to find more clarity in chaos and to kind of just be the student. Sometimes you need to observe the chaos without getting too emotionally attached to it. Because if you're too emotionally attached to it, you're too intertwined in it, and it's hard to get out of it, and you can't even see the bigger picture. But if you can emotionally detach, release judgment, just observe it from a neutral standpoint, even if you have things triggering you, it can be hard, I know. But if you can just try to be the observer, oh, that's interesting. Well, obviously this led to this. I need to make a different decision if I don't want that result, right? Instead of beating up yourself, kind of be more curious. Oh, thinking and feeling, acting this way caused this. This is really like different than what I wanted. What can I do to improve this? Well, then I need to do something different, right? It'll give you the clarity you need. Like, hey, well, maybe I need to take a different path. You know, this isn't really working for me. Hey, maybe this was fun. Maybe I got deep into some things, but you know what? Now it's time to make a different choice. So it's all about being an alchemist and transmuting the energy and learning, extracting the lesson from these experiences. That's all I have for today. If you like this content, hit those like and subscribe buttons. I also have a Facebook group, Instagram, 2 podcasts, and a TikTok. The links are in this video description. I also offer coaching. So if you need intuitive guidance and motivation to support you on your healing, spiritual, and or self-improvement journey, my contact information is in this video description as well. Have a good day.